Hey family, what's good? It's me, Chanli Danye. Happy Tuesday. Okay, so check me out. I just got back from our Women in Black protest. They call it a vigil, but I call it a protest. And, I've been keeping up with what's going on in Israel and Palestine and basically all over the world. And I get asked a lot, why do I go so hard for Palestine? Why am I always talking about what's going on in Palestine? Why do I focus so heavily on what's happening over there and not really talking too much about the issues that we have here in America? And, I kind of want to explain something to people, okay? Number one, I defend the oppressed. Doesn't matter where they are, doesn't matter what they believe, doesn't matter skin color. I just defend people who are going through oppression, okay? And whenever I discuss Palestine, people need to understand I'm not just talking about Palestine. I'm talking about America as well. The things that happen in Palestine do directly affect the things that are happening here in America. And I'm going to explain why in this video. I'm going to do my best not to get upset because I'm not going to lie, you guys. This issue is something that I've been paying very close attention to for the last several years, and the things that I've learned. All right, so let me get started. So annually, $3.8 billion of American tax money funds the Israeli military and government, okay? Here in America, we don't have health care. We can't afford health care. We can't afford proper education for everybody. We can't afford to help Americans who are currently living in poverty. We can't afford to help the homeless veterans that we're supposed to be taking care of. We can't afford to help impoverished communities in America. No, we can't do any of that, okay? Another thing that really gets to me is the American church's involvement in this and the Christian community. I'm really disappointed. Not in all Christians, just the community that's helping to fund this. And let me give you some numbers here. Over the last 10 years, and this is a figure that's probably changed because this article came out in 2018, okay? $65 million in the last decade from American Christian groups here has gone towards projects happening where they're trying to create Israel. What I mean by projects is building communities, okay? To take Palestinian land to build communities. So Christians are funding the stealing of Palestinian land, okay? And we're helping to build communities there, okay? Not only that, the Christian churches provides volunteers to help out all the way in Israel, all the way over there. So my question is, why aren't Christian churches in America focusing on all the homeless people who were here? Why not? Why aren't you guys helping poor families and children who need help with that money? What's going on? Why are American churches using American money here? People who donate to churches, why are y'all using that to help steal land? What kind of religion are you practicing? Okay, we can't provide volunteers to help rebuild communities here in America, but we can provide volunteers to go help tear down and build communities over there. Okay, not only that, the American law enforcement here in America are trained in Israel, and this is something you can research for yourself. All of this you can research for yourself, by the way, okay? The trips are taxpayer funded, so taxpayers fund law enforcement officers going all the way to Israel to be trained by their military. So the military in Israel are committing human rights violations every day, and they're killing Palestinians just for fun. They're training our law enforcement officers to use certain tactics that were used here in some of the murders that have happened. Freddie Gray would be one of them, and George Floyd would be another. Look it up, please. Research this. Don't just listen to what I'm saying. Research. Don't believe me. Look it up. These law enforcement officers are using tactics from training from Israel, and they're bringing those tactics here to oppress black people. Black Lives Matter. Hello? You hear me? So this would explain why law enforcement officers are just heavily oppressing the black community, black and brown, and now they're starting to focus on some yellow and white people too. This would explain it. It would explain one, besides the fact that we just hire anybody to be cops, no matter what their mental stability is. Okay, so we've got people who are committing human rights violations heavily on Palestinians. We got them training our law enforcement here to commit human rights violations on Americans. Okay? So, these are just a few reasons why I go hard for Palestine. Everything that happens over there is beginning to happen here. Not only that, the money that we send over there could help every American here. It could help the poor. It could help the elderly. It could help children. It could help veterans. It could help everybody who needs it. But instead, we use this money to fund terrorism. And Americans don't want to know or understand that, but we want to complain about all the problems that we have here. We could help education, we could help healthcare, but we want to complain about that instead of asking, why is our tax money going towards that and not towards us? So how about this? Why don't we talk about this with our elected officials? Huh? Why don't we start questioning where our tax money goes and why is it not helping us? And why is it going towards oppression? I think that people would start caring if they knew that their money could go to them instead. Whenever it starts coming to your backyard, whenever we start talking about Black Lives Matter, when we start talking about all the problems that we have in America, we can really thank our government for taking our money and using it to harm others. Do we care, America? Do we care? This is why I go hard for Palestine. That's the actually second reason. The first reason is I defend the oppressed. It doesn't matter where they are. It doesn't matter what they look like or what they believe in. I do not condone oppression. And if you do, then maybe you need to check your moral compass and stop questioning, why do I go hard at all? I go hard because I give a fuck. How about you?